friends. This is the Solo Ant Show, and I'm your host, Expected Ant, and I'm joined here today, with you now with my co-host, Romeo. Romeo, how you doing today?
I'm great. Inspector Ed, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. Just
Good.
nice chill day in July, middle of July. So on today's episode, we're gonna be talking about diversity.
Here we go. Woo! Oh, here it comes.
Yeah. So we're talking about diversity. Is forced diversity good? Especially when it comes to Hollywood. But before we start that conversation, I have a quick question to ask you, and because I just want to know what your opinion is on this. So for Stranger Things, right? Everybody's happy because
Like happy, like gay happy, or
well, I'm getting to that. So like they're happy. They're happy. They're giving the writers of Stranger Things a lot of props because Bill is supposed to be gay, even though in the creators never said he was gay, and in the show they never said he was gay. The way I took it was that the show, even though he's not into girls, I took that as him just being a late bloomer. Because like while all his homeboys were into girls 24/7, all he wanted to do was play Dungeons and Dragons. So I didn't really look at it as him being gay. I just looked at it as like, okay, he's a late bloomer. Cause like I knew a kid like that growing up. Like we had like our own like little group of friends, and then we used to play like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon and all that stuff when we were little. And then all of a sudden, we hit the 6th grade, and I don't know what happened, but it's like a change happened. Like we stopped giving a fuck about Yu-Gi-Oh. All we wanted to talk about was girls. All we thought about was girls. But then we had this one friend. He was like a late bloomer. Like he wasn't interested in girls. He still wanted to play like Yu-Gi-Oh and Digimon and shit. And so that's how I looked at Will. Like he was just like the last one in the group to kind of mature. Like he still want to play Dungeons and Dragons, while everybody else was just thinking about girls. So what was your opinion on that? Like, do you think Will is gay and the creator of Stranger Things should be applauded for that, or did you take it the way I took it, where he's just a late bloomer?
Did you watch the entire season of Stranger Things season 3?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so we haven't even talked about that, huh?
No, we haven't talked about that, but but we'll talk about that a little bit later on.
No, I know.
I know. The Will thing.
Yeah, and I've also noticed that there's a female character there. You know those two coworkers that work at the what's that one store?
Yeah, she's Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's daughter.
Okay, I didn't know that. So throughout the season, they kind of built a relationship between the two characters. What's the character's name before I start talking about them?
It's Robin. Her name's Robin.
Robin, and what's the guy's name? He was like the ex-boyfriend of
Steve.
Steve, right?
Yeah.
And they were working at this ice cream shop, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the beginning of season 3, Stranger Things, I noticed that they were kind of like building this foundation relationship between the two, and throughout the episodes, I thought she had a crush on him, and then towards the end of the season, she stated that like his name is Peter, right?
No, his name is Steve.
Oh, Steve. So Steve, like, I love you, but I hated you because you like this one chick. And then he was telling her, oh, she's not all that great, compared to you. No, what I mean is you didn't even pay attention to her, and she was in love with you, and I was in love with her. So she was basically lesbian, right? Did she say she was a lesbian?
Well, not basically. She is a lesbian.
She is a lesbian, right?
She said it without saying it.
She said it without saying it. So going back to Quill.
No, Will.
Will. I keep getting the names wrong. Will. I don't know. For a second I thought he was gay.
Oh, so you're like Twitter. You thought he's actually gay.
Well, for a second, but he didn't really state anything. There were no implications of him saying that. Oh, I like boys. And
that's
going with your thought about the late bloomer, I can kind of see that coming too. Like that he could be a late bloomer.
Because if you notice, I'm not sure if you noticed this, but like in this, well, obviously you did notice this, but like, okay, this season it's clear that all the kids are going through puberty. Like they're going
through. They all have girlfriends.
Like yeah. But Will, if you notice, he's the shortest one of the four. While in the first two seasons, they're all the same height. So it's like everybody's growing except for him. So I wonder if the writers took that into account. But okay, we'll just make him the late bloomer. Because see, while everybody else is into girls, he didn't really say what he was into. He just got pissed off because like, I want to play Dungeons and Dragons. So all you guys care about is girls. And so that's why I took it as like he's just a late bloomer.
I took it as like he's losing the homies, what they used to do together. Because they used to be like just the boys, you know? And next thing you know, you got these females kind of like taking over, you know, because each of them have girlfriends, right?
Except for him,
exactly. So I took it as in like, I used to have like my homies with me, but now they're too busy getting into the whole lovey-dovey stuff, getting into relationship, girls and stuff. And he felt left out. I felt that he just felt left out because he's losing that brotherhood, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I took it like that. I mean, maybe for a second I thought, wait a minute. Wait, is the producers or the writers trying to lead him into a different direction as far as his character development goes? Because for a second, I thought he was a little bit, you know, kind of like just getting off, getting the whole like closet thing. So I wasn't too sure, but like you stated, I think he was just a late bloomer.
If I said they're like 13, like I don't know at 13 if you're in the closet or not. I just think, you know, because he just didn't seem like he was interested in like, you know, anything. He just wanted to play. He just wanted to chill and just play Dungeons and Dragons like they always do.
Well, let me ask you this question: what age were you when you started, you know, getting attracted to girls?
I was like 11 or 12.
Okay. And is Will the youngest out of the whole group, or is he just the smallest?
No, they're all of them the same age. But what I noticed watching this season was that he's the smallest. While before they were all the same size, but now that they're all, you know, going through puberty, he seems to be the last one, you know, to go through it as far as like his height is. Or maybe he just might be a short dude. I don't know, but I'm just assuming that maybe the writers saw that when they regrouped for this season. It's like, okay, let's incorporate that in the script. You know, while all his homeboys are, you know, getting older and growing up and into girls, Will, you know, since he's the shortest one of the group, is, you know, just make him into like, you know, he's like a late bloomer. Like he still wants to hold on to, you know, being the kid. He's not ready to, you know, grow up and try to get girls yet. You know, maybe when he gets to high school he'll be there, but right now he's not there yet. I
mean, they're all still kids, you know. I mean, a lot of kids, it takes a while for them to grow out of it. And like you said, maybe like after junior high, and once they start going to high school, they'll start developing, or will start developing more into, you know, relationships with girls and stuff.
I mean,
your question is,
his brother didn't get. And I was about to say, his brother didn't even get a girlfriend until, you know, junior year.
Right.
So he was a nerd, and
he was a loner.
He was a loner and a nerd, so
outcast. Yeah.
Hard for him to get girls.
Right. And it took him a while to get that one hot chick. So your question is, should the gay community applaud the writers and the producers for supposedly making a device mechanism?
Well, first of all, this was funny about, you know, all this shit. It's not even the gay community. These are like straight liberals. that are applauding them.
Oh, the straight liberals are applauding them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, see, okay, so while we're talking about Stranger Things, I'll just go ahead and dive into it as we talk about diversity today.
Okay.
So while people are applauding Stranger Things for that, Stranger Things is also taking a lot of criticism on social media because apparently there's not enough black people in the show. Now, we talked about this in our last podcast about, I think it was the hashtag Not My Ariel. And I just said, like, for me, I'm so entrenched in the story and how good the show is that it never crossed my mind that, oh shit, there's only 2 black people in the whole entire show. But people are saying that, like, they need more diversity. There's not enough, people of color in the show. One person even complained that, even the music is not diverse because they don't play like Michael Jackson, who was like the #1 artist of the '80s, and the show takes place in the '80s.
Right.
But I don't know. For me, I never really paid attention to it until people pointed it out. So, like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, should they have more black people in Stranger Things?
Just like our last episode about superheroes, remember how we talked about how just because Superman, we don't look like Superman, or Superman, we don't look like the superhero, takes us away from creating that fantasy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So using that as a reference, our last episode about the whole, like, he's white, he's a white superhero, and I'm a black or a brown person, so I can't play that character because I'm a darker skin color. So just using that as a reference, we even mentioned that we don't even think about these things because we play those heroes because we like them so much. We like Batman, Superman, Flash, Aquaman. We like these superheroes so much that we don't even care what color they are. We dress up as them. We portray those characters and pretend that we're those characters because we don't really think about it until somebody embeds these ideas in our head. These complaints, coming from what? Liberals, coming from what? From the LGBTQ, coming from like different types of people. That's pretty much what my comment is on that. Like, back to what you said about the Stranger Things season 3, the story is so good that I don't even think about, what's missing. Just like how we talked about Spider-Man. Remember? Someone mentioned
like somebody
you had a joke about that. Like, who has time to think about, you know what? This is a great film. This Spider-Man's great. Mysterio's great. But you know what's missing? What makes this a really great film? If he was gay.
Well, the same thing with Stranger Things. Like, the show is really good, but you don't make it better if they have more black people. Right.
And this is coming from a what?
A black
person, which you are.
Yeah. Okay. So in her tweet, the tweet that I was going off of, she said that there's she wrote, "Dear Stranger Things, what year is this now? Because we're gonna need more diversity and inclusion. Where is the Michael Jackson? Where is New Edition? Where is the Barge music? I'm gonna need Lucas to have a black identity." So I guess apparently Lucas is just too white for her, because even though he's the only black guy on the show, but he doesn't act black according to this person.
There was also a joke. You watched season 2, Stranger Things?
Yeah.
Remember the part when they were dressed as Ghostbusters? And then Lucas was like, they had the name tags, right? Peter, Venkman, Egon, and it was like Ray, right? So the name tags are on their Ghostbuster suits, right? So they're playing the characters, and we all know that there's 3 white guys in Ghostbusters and 1 black guy named Winston, right? So what's the black character's name in Stranger Things again? Lucas, right?
Lucas, yeah.
So Lucas comes in as Peter, I think, right? Was it Peter? He had his name tag as Peter. I don't remember.
They try to force him. They try to force him to be Winston.
So the kids were like, "Hey, man, I'm Peter," because the other kid was like, he also had the Peter Venkman name tag. So both that kid and Lucas had Peter on them, and so there's four Ghostbusters, and they were missing a Winston. So that one kid was like, "Hey, I thought I was supposed to be Peter. Like, you're supposed to be." And then before he even finished it, Lucas goes, "Oh, Winston? Why? Because I'm black?" Nobody likes to be Winston. First of all, he was late. He came in like towards the end of the movie, and second, he's not even a scientist.
So he didn't come until the end of the movie, but he was like the last Ghostbuster.
Last Ghostbuster with no experience. He was like a taxi driver. You remember that? I think he was a taxi driver, right?
I don't think he was a taxi driver. I think he was hold on.
Oh no, he was applying for the job. He was applying for the job, and then Janine was just asking him questions, like, you know, she was like the interviewer, asking him about, oh yeah, do you scare easily? Because, you know, we deal with ghosts and stuff. He goes, no. Yeah, so they hired him on the spot without any experience. But anyway, that's besides the point.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, he came in for like a job interview, and they just Janine just like hired him.
Just hired him on the spot with no experience.
Because he's probably the only one that applied for the job. Imagine looking on like Craigslist, but they're like, yeah, we're now hiring a Ghostbuster. No, open interviews.
Open interviews. Not the job for the faint of heart. Must not scare easily. may have to deal with exorcism and demons.
Like, I don't know what any of this shit is, but I need the money, so fuck it.
Oh shit!
I like Lucas's sister though in this season.
Oh, she's dope.
Yeah.
I love her.
You can't spell America without Erica.
Erica. They made her. Okay, so
they made her the sassy black chick. Like I love the part when Dustin was telling her about, like, you know, Elle and them fighting like upside down and all that stuff.
Yeah.
After he tells her the story, she's like, I don't believe that shit. It's like, what? You don't believe like the aliens and upside down and what the name of the alien is and like Elle? She's like, no, I believe that. I just don't believe the part that my brother Lucas helped. He is a nerd. So I don't believe that shit.
Yeah.
And it just little 8-year-old girl, just the way she said it, like, I don't believe that shit.
She calls everybody a nerd, but then she's like the smartest kid in the group.
That's what they pointed out. Like, well, okay, so you're good at math, you're very smart, and you're like My Little Pony, so that makes you a nerd. So everybody likes My Little Pony. That doesn't make me a nerd.
I love her, dude. She was awesome, man. They gave her a stronger character role on this season. I really
like a cameo.
Yeah. Instead of being a cameo or just this, you know, sassy little girl with an attitude.
Yeah, because like, they started from the first episode when she saw her brother in the mall. She's like, aren't you supposed to be dead yet?
Yeah, man. I gotta watch that season again, man. It was entertaining.
Well, as a black person, I can't watch it again because there's not enough black people in it. So
why can't you watch it again?
Until they put more black people, until they have more diversity in the show, can't really fuck with it.
Well, I mean, they made her character the smartest one within the group. So, what does that tell you?
Nah, but I just hate the fact that they said that Lucas doesn't have a black identity. Like all black people are supposed to act the same or something.
I don't understand it because so what's Lucas supposed to be just because he hangs around with a bunch of white kids? He has no, you know, he doesn't have an identity. I mean,
not only does he hang around with a bunch of white kids, he is doing something that's like the number one sin to all black men.
Be a Ghostbuster?
No, he's dating a white girl.
Whoa! Not only a white girl, but a ginger.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I felt bad for Max too in this season because as much as her brother treats her like shit, you could feel her pain when she watched him die.
Yeah. Yeah, I like his backstory. I really like his backstory.
Yeah, he's basically an asshole because his dad treats him like shit.
Yeah, he was raised in a broken home.
Yeah, he has daddy issues.
He had daddy issues, and then his sister, I believe, is like his half sister.
Yeah,
She was like an accidental child,
like
right?
his dad got remarried, and I guess it had.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and had her, and that kind of explains why they're not so close and why he kind of despises her.
yeah. Because I think in a weird way, I guess he blames her for like their his mom and his mom and dad getting divorced.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember like he was forced to live with his dad, so like he misses his mom. But like he's a teenage kid in high school, so nowadays, so he tries to be hard and act like he doesn't really miss his mom, but deep down inside, like he misses his mom and he has daddy issues, and that's why he's like an asshole to everybody at school, and another reason why he's an asshole to his sister.
But towards the end of the last episode, he had that moment of triumph. He redeemed himself from all his sins. He sacrificed himself to save his baby sister. I really like that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to diversity, because we're talking.
Wait, is this a Stranger Things review?
Yeah. We're talking way too much about white people.
No, we're talking about Stranger Things, which happens to have a bunch of white people in there and 2 black people.
Okay, dude.
And 1 ginger.
Before I switch the topic, though, I will say this: fairness. There's a Stranger Things. The show takes place in Indiana.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure how many black people live in Indiana. Just throwing that out there.
Especially in that time.
That'd be like us watching a show that's based in North Dakota and be like, there's not enough black people here. There's like in real life, like exactly how many black people live in North Dakota.
What if you were to put Shaft in China?
Yeah. Like if there's a show that takes place in China, you know what? I guarantee you, since they're making a live action Mulan, I bet you there'll be somebody be like, "Where's the diversity? It's just all Asians. I don't know all the movies just Asians."
I was just thinking about that. Like, I want where's the white people in here?
Yeah. How come there's no people? How come there's only yellow people? Where's the Latinos?
Have you seen the Mulan trailer?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Okay. It looks. There was one complaint.
Well, she wasn't manly enough.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Her hair being cut, because I believe her hair being cut or not being cut is an important part of the film. So she was supposed to cut her hair to fill in the pants of a man soldier. Now we're getting complaints from the lefties stating that this is a sexist film.
People really think it said that? Excuse me, people really said that shit?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we're already getting complaints and we don't even know what the story is about. Actually, we do know what the story is about because for a lot of people who've seen the animated version of the film, I mean, she does cut her hair. So basically the story is she cuts her hair and she fights a man's war in where they don't recruit women. But she's trained and skilled enough to fight just like a man. But her father would not allow her because she's the only daughter, and a woman's not supposed to fight in the war. Therefore, she had to cut her hair that way she can blend in, representing herself as a man. But there's going to be a lot of controversy in this film too. There's going to be a lot of controversy. I already feel it's coming when the real, not the teaser, but the real first trailer comes out, oh yeah, there are going to be a lot of complaints from the left side. And when the film comes out, oh yeah, there's going to be a lot of complaints from the left side.
Okay, so speaking of complaints, the reason why we're doing this topic is Scarlett Johannson made some news, and she was casted to play a transgender character in a movie. Now, because of the backlash, she has since backed out. But basically, the complaint was that you have a woman acting as a transgender, and a lot of people feel like only transgender should play transgender people, and only like gay actors should play gay people, and so on and so on. Now, the thing that got me about all this was just the hypocrisy from SJWs, because just last week when they announced that Ariel's gonna be black, and people were complaining, no, not my Ariel. The reasoning and the SJWs gave for why Ariel should be black is that it's a fictional character. So now we have Scarlett Johansson playing a fictional transgender woman, and now all of a sudden it's a problem. So it's like whatever happened to just a fictional character.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't have it like both ways, and it's like based on the SJW's logic, it's like, okay, if a transgender person can only act as a transgender person, or a gay person can only play a gay character, that means Vin Diesel can't play Groot anymore. We need a real tree to play Groot.
So what if
there's so many trees out here that want to get into acting, but thanks to Vin Diesel and his white privilege, he's holding them back.
Vin Diesel?
Yeah, Vin Diesel plays Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. But he's not allowed to play Groot. He's not a real tree.
No, we need a real tree. Only trees can play trees.
Yeah. So you better start planting your seeds. Because there's not that many trees that can talk.
Yeah, but what kills me about this shit though is that, like, okay, remember in college we did that little skit for Joe's class.
Oh yeah, we were acting as what?
Homosexuals.
Yeah.
Now
you were the best one, by the way.
Yeah, that was 10 years ago. Now, see, if we did that today, we'd probably get in trouble for it, because you can't have straight guys playing gay characters,
or heterosexual guys playing transgenders or gay characters, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first off, a little bio about who Scarlett Johansson was casted for. She was casted for Tex Gill. He was basically a trans man who becomes like this crime king lord of like the 1970s, and through his what do you call this?
Oh wait, hold on. I just want to ask you: is a trans man, is it like a woman that becomes a woman?
Yeah. Well, it's no. It was a. I don't know. I mean, from what I think it's a man. Man becoming a woman, or a woman. I'm not sure. I don't know what a trans man is. There's so many like new things coming out. And you know what they were complaining about with Scarlett Johansson? So they called her cisgender, CIS gender woman.
Yeah, that's what she is though. She's like me and you were cis men.
Yeah, but we're not just called men or women anymore, or males or females anymore. It's either cisgender or cis men. Cisgender women and cisgender men. Right? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the character she was casted to play. A trans man called Tex Gill.
I wonder what her ex-husband has to think about that.
Who's her ex-husband?
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, yeah. Why? What does Ryan Reynolds have to do with anything?
Nah, because he's just like such a sarcastic guy that, like, I just wonder what his opinion will be on it. Like, I'm pretty sure he has something funny to say about it. If he's still thinking about her, I mean, that is his ex-wife, so he probably doesn't give a fuck.
Right.
And his mom's like, yeah, fuck that bitch. Criticize.
Black Widow and Deadpool.
Yeah.
But did you have a question for me? Like what I feel about it, or what was your question?
Oh well, I mean, basically, just like like when you think about the backlash she's receiving, because she's not just receiving backlash for that, but also going all the way back to 2017 when she played Ghost in the Shell, because that character, even though it's a robot, she plays a robot, and I guess for a robot, race shouldn't matter, but according to SJWs, that role should have went to a real Japanese person.
Have you seen that movie, Ghost in the Shell?
Yeah, so
I liked it. I like the visuals.
The visuals are good, but the overall story, I thought it was boring.
Well, the story is almost it's based off of the comic book adapted into animation, and now animation adapted into film. I saw the animation, and I thought they executed the some of the scenes that I saw, like if I was to compare it to the animated version. And so basically the complaints are this is a Asian based film, and mostly all the characters are supposedly Asian, but at the same time, if you look, like you said, they're robots, so I don't think it really matters if a robot should have like an ethnic background or should look like anything, because it shouldn't really matter. I mean, she could look like a fucking robotic tree for all I care, and still play that character. But even in that story, Ghost in the Shell, the ghost basically, which is a soul, was actually originated from an Asian woman or Asian girl. So her character is actually an Asian girl inside of a white-looking robot. You get it? Basically.
Yeah, I understood it. I'm saying the SJWs don't understand it because they're the ones complaining.
So, it's actually okay. It's kind of weird, but her character is actually an Asian woman inside her. But the Asian girl or woman died, and her soul was then inputted into this robotic female who happens to look white.
Yeah, but okay, but that's people don't care about that. What they care about is the fact that she's a white woman, and that they feel like it should have been the Asian person playing that role, not Scarlett Johannson. So because of that, Scarlett Johannson is she has white privilege because she's a white woman playing what's supposed to be a Japanese character, and they feel like it's wrong.
But I don't think she should get...
Just like it's wrong for her to play a transgender person.
Right, but I don't think they should put her like inside the oven and just, roast her just because she's the one who's getting the roles.
Okay, first of all, you're making too much sense. If they can take Kevin Hart and put him in the oven for shit he said 10 years ago, why can't they do it for Scarlett Johannson for something she did 2 years ago? And not only that, but it's like, what is she supposed to say when they offer her the part? Oh, I'm not Asian, so I can't do it. I'm sorry. It's not even, first of all, it's not even Asian. They said they had to be Japanese, so I'm not Japanese, so I can't play a Japanese character.
Yeah.
I don't have a dick, so I can't play. I can't be transgender. I'm sorry.
Oh shit! I'm not handicapped, so I can't play a person that's in a wheelchair.
First of all, we need to send a complaint out to Disney, because they have Tom Holland playing Spider-Man, and he really doesn't have spider powers, so I don't know how.
Oh shit! Are you serious?
Yeah.
Fuck. Now we gotta protest.
He does not crawl on walls. And not only that, but I don't want Bradley Cooper doing no more motion capture for Rocket. We need a real life raccoon.
You need a real life raccoon that can talk.
Yeah, that can talk.
I get your point, man. Yeah.
I think what bugs me more than
Here,
anything.
let me ask you this.
All right.
If someone was to offer you, all right, $500,000 to a couple of $1 million to play a role, and you're an actor. So, what is your job as an actor? You tell me what your job is as an actor. What does an actor do?
Your job is to act and as a different person.
Pretend, right? Create a fantasy, right?
Yeah.
If you're gonna be an orc for Lord of the Rings, you have to act like a fucking orc. And nobody's gonna give a fuck what you are inside. You have to act like an orc. If you have to act like an elf, you have to act like a fucking elf. And there's no such thing as an elf. So, what I'm trying to say is, if someone was to offer me, like, oh, hey, we got this role for you. I know you're Asian and everything, but we don't know what type of Asian you are, but you look Asian. So I want you to play this Japanese role and learn some words. People, and of course I'm going to say, yeah, I got to pay for bills. I'll take the role, if you're going to take me. Now, if I get backlash for that, of course I'm going to say, hey, as an actor, I'm supposed to have a diversity of, not diversity, but what's another word for, not diversity as in diversity, but, you know what I mean? Like, I have to channel myself into different types of characters and roles. Therefore, I can play this character, this Japanese character. If they hire me for that, then I can definitely play this character.
No, but see, what bugs me about it though is like, it's just the hypocrisy and the inconsistencies though. It's just like, okay, there's been tons of gay actors who play straight, and nobody complains. Perfect example would be Neil Patrick Harris in the show How I Met Your Mother. He plays like the womanizer. Even though in real life he's like gay.
Here's another one. Ian McKellen, who plays Magneto, who's a straight character and also plays Gandalf, who's also, well, we don't know for sure, but
he's a wizard.
We can all say that he's a wizard that doesn't like dicks.
Yeah,
right?
It is, but I'm saying he's a gay guy playing straight characters.
Straight characters. So are we going to tell Ian McKellen, oh no, he's gay? We can't have him play straight roles. Why can't they say something like that then?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, based on their logic, therefore he can't. Because if only gay guys, if only gay people could play gay characters, or if only transgender people could play transgender characters, and therefore straight people can't play. Gay people can't play straight characters.
Look, they're actors. They're supposed to play somebody that they're not. It's called pretend. They're pretending. They're creating an illusion, to fit the story. They're creating this character illusion to fit the concept of the story. So, I don't know why people are complaining. This kind of goes back to Not My Ariel. She's an actress. Mermaids are not real. She's playing a mermaid.
No, but here's my issue with that though. So, okay, last week, and I even said it too on the show, and I'll say it again. Like, I have no problem with her being black, but based on their logic, and this will be something else I also want to talk to you about. But based on their logic, I'm just saying, like, okay, for Scarlett Johannson, Ghost in the Shell is based on the Japanese anime.
Yeah.
First was a comic. So, okay, they interpret it as the character being Japanese, so therefore in the movie she has to be Japanese. Well, Little Mermaid in the book is white. In the cartoon, she's white. So based on their logic, therefore in the movie she needs to be white. But if you say that, then all of a sudden you're a racist, and that it doesn't matter what color she is because it's a fictional character. But
who would say you're racist?
I'm talking about SJWs.
SJWs.
But I'm saying though, like, it's hypocritical because they'll say like, oh, it doesn't matter what color Ariel is because it's a fictional character. Well, Ghost in the Shell is a fictional character, so why does it matter that Scarlett Johansson's playing her? Like, that's what I mean. Like, it's just the hypocrisy, and that's what bugs me out. Because it's like that video I sent you a few days ago. I can't remember the dude's name. If not, I'll shout him out. But he was a black guy. He was basically talking about how he hates he called it tokenizing in comic books, like, you know, because he said that he's gotten a lot of backlash on like social media and stuff. People saying that he's like a Uncle Tom and a coon that hates his own race, but he's just saying like he doesn't hate his own race. He just feels like as a black man, it's insulting when they take historical white characters and make them black in the movies. Because he's saying that because his point was that like a lot of these SJWs, their biggest complaint was that there's not enough
diversity.
Well, yeah, there's not enough diversity in superheroes. Like all the superheroes are white. There's not enough superheroes of color. And his point was like, that's bullshit, because anybody that reads comic books knows that there's superheroes of color.
Yeah.
And that these people complaining obviously don't read comic books. And that his issue was that, like, you know, instead of them taking the Human Torch and making them black, won't they just take a historically black superhero like Static Shock and make a movie about that, instead of just changing the race of a white character? You know, instead of, you know, making, because the rumor is that, you know, when the Flash movie comes out, they're going to make Flash gay. Instead of making Flash gay, why not take a character like Batwoman, who's gay in the comics, and make a movie about her, instead of changing the Flash to be gay? Because, like, why? Because we know in the comics, like, his love is Iris. Like, they get married and shit like that. So if they make Flash gay, it's like Iris is going to be like his homegirl in the movie, and, like, what the fuck? Like, is he gonna fall at Joe?
I call it lazy writing.
But it's like they're doing it because it's like apparently, you know, gay people need superheroes that look like them or some shit like that.
But also, they want to these writers and directors, they want to cause these controversies. They want to cause these controversies. That way, their film becomes the most talked about. And if it's the most talked about, what happens when you talk about something so much that you hate that you just gotta see it? You gotta see it because you want to see it fail. You know what I mean? Or you gotta see it to see, well, what's up with this? What's up with this whole controversial film? So I think it's more like a device.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, though, it's like, and I kind of agree with your theory, but I'm just at the end of the day, like with Fantastic Four, if the movie's bad, it's bad. Like in Fantastic Four, there's a lot of controversy about Human Torch being black. But then once you focus on that. Yeah, but once you watch the movies, like the movie was so bad that
it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it didn't even matter. He was black. Like
it didn't matter if he was black, Chinese, whatever, you know. Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Like, so people are so focused on this one little thing that they forget to ask questions like, well, who cares about that character being this? What about the whole entire film? Let's do a synopsis of the whole entire film. Why are we so focused on that one little thing right there? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
and then, like, you know, Flash, if they make him gay, you know, it'll go back to the Dave Chappelle skit. Like, I think, Flash, how come? Thank you for saving me, but how come you keep changing your outfits? Because
same hero.
New boobs. all this running is hurting my feet, so I had to change my boots.
Dude, so are they developing the Flash character to be a gay character?
Yeah, so like they were talking about for the movie, they were talking about making the Flash gay. Just like they're also talking about, and we talked about this on the last show, there's a possibility that, you know, Spider-Man might be, well, he can't be gay because he's already dating Mary Jane, so like maybe make him bisexual or some shit like that. Okay. That's what they're like, they're discussing.
Why?
I told you why. You know, gay people.
I know, but is it okay? Look, I get the whole diversity thing. You know, we need more diversity. Okay, sure, but is it even necessary to have these characters already develop historical characters switch, especially Spider-Man. We've already seen how many Spider-Man films, the MCU Spider-Man especially. How many times have we seen him in the MCU? Like 4 times in the film, right? Yeah. Far From Home, Homecoming, Civil War. Oh, 5, right? Endgame and
Infinity War.
And Infinity War. So we've already seen him 5 times in the MCU. Is it necessary to just, oh, by the way, he loves dicks? You know, like, is that even necessary? Why, out of all characters, why choose Spider-Man? Like, can't we just, like, create a new, character? Like, can't writers just create, not writers, but I'm talking about comic books, can't they just create a new superhero, super heroine, and make them?
They don't even have to. That's the video show I sent you. That was his point. They don't even have to make a new character because there's gay superheroes in comics already.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm saying, like, and if you want more diversity, if you want more black superheroes, if you want more Asian Chinese superheroes or gay superheroes, then make them in the comic books. Create new heroes. Why are we transforming all our, known characters into something that they weren't from the beginning? Well, I mean, okay, that's a bit tricky. That part's a bit tricky, that question. But I'm saying we've already had 5 Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Well, see, I think for Spider-Man they're not going to do it only because, like you said, it's already established.
It's already established.
My thing is, what about Flash? Because the Flash movie hasn't came out yet. But see, to me, if they make Flash gay, it'll just be confusing the issue because on the TV show, he's straight.
He's gay. It's straight.
Yeah, but in the movie, all of a sudden he's gonna be gay. Like, it wouldn't make sense.
Well, I mean, you can also
Actually, they could make a movie about the ambiguously gay duo from the SNL skit from the 90s. Ace and Jerry.
You can also make the argument that even on the Flash TV show, they do talk about multiverse. So just like, have you, like, that one episode, I forgot what season, I think it was like the last season of the Flash, or one of the latest seasons, where Captain Cold in Flash's universe is a straight heterosexual man, but in another dimension or another multiverse, he's gay and is actually in a relationship with the Ray. They have, like, a gay relationship together. Did you see that episode?
I haven't really. It's been hard for me to.
Oh no! That's not the Flash. I'm sorry. It wasn't the Flash. It was Legends of Tomorrow.
Well, the character. I mean, not the character. The actor who plays Captain Cold is gay in real life. So, yeah, they probably wrote that in for him. Yeah,
just to make it easier for him.
Yeah.
So basically, in the Arrowverse, Flashverse, whatever, Captain Cold, his character is straight. But in another dimension or multiverse, Captain Cold is a good guy. Well, even if he became a good guy in the later season, but his doppelganger is actually, identify as a gay male, and he has a relationship with another superhero character named Ray. So they had a relationship. They had like a. This was a Crisis on Earth, I think. The Crisis on Earth episode where they all kind of joined together with Supergirl and everyone. I don't know if you've seen those episodes, but yeah, what were we talking about again?
Them making Flash gay, and you started talking about.
There's a multiverse.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with multiverse. So they're just gonna make him gay in the real time.
The real time, or our Earth, right? Is it our Earth?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's going to be. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm so used to seeing Flash being this, like, flirty womanizer. Not womanizer, but flirty, straight male character. that it's going to be a little bit different watching him, portraying
instead of him being a womanizer, you just be a manizer.
a manizer.
Get his dick sucked in the bathroom stall or something.
With Superman. Hurry up, it'll be quick. I promise you.
And Flash, new boots.
How do you feel about it though, man? Talks about Flash being,
No, I don't like it.
Uh-oh.
To me, it doesn't make any sense. Like they're only doing it to pander to like a small minority of people who complain about this shit.
Yeah.
It's like, does Flash really need to be gay? And then see, I think what ruins it for me too is that like, if they just made him gay without, like, for example, Power Rangers, the new Power Rangers movie that came out a couple years ago, the Yellow Ranger in that movie is a lesbian. Now they only mentioned it one time when that one scene when they're all trying to get to know each other. After that, they never mentioned it again, so you don't think about it. So like they did it like that, where it's like, okay, we're gonna throw this in there. The Yellow Ranger's a lesbian, but we're not gonna like throw it in your face, and that's the only time to talk about it. So it'll be okay if it's like, okay, Flash is gay, but it's like whatever. But the fact that they're discussing it and kind of throwing it in your face, for a fact that they're only doing it to appease like SJWs. Like they're just doing it just to have like, oh, look at us, we're diverse. We have a gay Flash.
Okay, so you're saying like maybe in one scene, Flash should be like, I like girls, right? And that's just a good maybe 1 or 2 minute scene, right? And throughout the whole entire film, like it's not mentioned.
It's like I like men.
Yeah, that's what. Oh yeah, I don't like girls, but I like men. And that's it. But what you don't want to see is if he starts like sucking faces with like a bunch of superheroes, like he's saying.
No, it's not even that. It's just the fact that they're mentioning it now. That tells me they're only doing it to. To me, it's like it's fake. Like it's fake diversity. Like they're just forcing the issue on you. Like, hey, look at us. We got a gay superhero. See, I like the way they did it in Power Rangers in the sense like, okay, like honestly, in Power Rangers, there was no reason for them to make the Yellow Ranger gay. They just did it for the sake of doing it, but they did it in a way to where they didn't throw it in your face. They mentioned it one time, and that was it. Like the rest of the movie, you don't even think about her being a lesbian. As a matter of fact, the girl that plays the Yellow Ranger, she's so hot. I want to be a lesbian just so I could be with her.
Yeah, right. Yeah, she is hot.
Yeah, I was like, do you have like a little bit of not gay in you so I can hit that?
Yeah, right. Just for like, we could be like friends with benefits, but still be friends.
Because for that, in that movie, what tripped me out more than the fact that she was gay was the fact that they still kept her Asian name from the TV show. Her name was Trini Kwan. I'm like, this chick is like Mexican. How could what's her last name Kwan? Didn't make any sense.
It's Trini Juanita.
That tripped me out more than the fact that she's a lesbian.
Trini Kwan. You can't say Trini queer, huh? That's fucked up.
Trini Rodriguez.
That's funny. No, I get you. I really don't know what to say. Because if we say something, we're the bad guys. So we become like what? Conservatives?
Well, yeah, I guess on this issue we are. And see, I'm gonna be ultra conservative too on this next one. I want to talk to you about. Speaking of forced diversity, so they're gonna make a new James Bond movie, and in this one, James Bond is gonna be a black woman.
Whoa, okay. Not only is she a woman, but she has to be a black woman too. Just to put it in your face that it's a full-on.
Diversity. This is where the hypocrisy comes from when it comes to SJWs. Because again, going back to Scarlett Johannson, she can't play Ghost in the Shell because in the comics she's Asian, and in the anime she's Asian. Yeah. Well, James Bond's based on the book. In the book, he's a white British male.
Yeah.
Every James Bond movie that came out, he's a white British male. So since we got to stick to the source material, therefore shouldn't 007 be a white British male? not a black woman, because he's
bro.
like it's gonna be like
I know.
their name gonna be
So
like
yeah.
Jamaica Bond.
So what you're saying is the SJW wants only the good parts, right? So they want this, this. Oh, but they don't want that.
See,
Kind of like it kind
no,
of
no,
reminds
like,
me of what I told you about, like, what do you call that? Feminism. So they wanna make as much as men do, but they don't want to do the extra work.
yeah, and it's like with this is like okay, there, and then when you bring it up to them, the hypocrisy is it's like oh, but James Bond is a fictional character, so it doesn't matter. Well, someone is a Ghost in the Shell's a fictional character, so why does it matter to you that it's a white woman playing it?
Yeah,
That's what bothers me more than anything, just the hypocrisy. But it's
right.
like with this dude James Bond movie, it's like okay, so is the chick name gonna be like Jamil Bond? Is it gonna change her name to like Jennifer Bond? And
So
so
there's no equality here, bro. There's no balance. There's no equality.
and like, to me, it doesn't even make any sense. Like one of the appeals of James Bond is the fact that he just fucks a bunch of bitches with no repercussion.
So you're gonna have a chick fuck a bunch of dudes and be labeled a slut.
See, and so another thing that too, I know for a fact the movie's gonna be like that Ghostbusters movie. It's gonna be a 2 hour propaganda of hey, look at women can do anything that a man can do, type of bullshit, and it's gonna ruin the whole movie, just like it ruined Ghostbusters.
Because they're gonna be so focused on just her abilities, where the woman can do everything a man can do.
Yeah,
and lose the story on it. They're gonna lose sense of the story because they're so focused on that.
Like, have you seen the new Ghostbuster?
I have not seen it, man.
But that's how that movie was. It was like it was basically like it's like oh yeah, look at us, like we're 4 women, we could do anything that a man could do, and it's like nobody said you couldn't, but like this story sucks. Like,
you know what else they did with that? They made this secretary a man, but they made him like an idiot. Like they made him a stupid man.
Yeah.
So they're portraying that all men are stupid. Yeah.
And same thing with the Ocean's 11 reboot where they did with all women.
Yeah.
Like, it just wasn't the same.
Look, I'm all about like women empowerment, all that stuff. You know, because we've got sisters, daughters, and mothers and aunties, right? You know, a woman is strong. You know, especially when it comes to giving birth. I mean, I can't even imagine us being able to, like, you know, pop a bowling ball out of our stomach and through our vagina. That shit hurts. I'm sure it hurts, but we would never know. And that's a lot of strength, and that's, you know, I'm all about that. But when it comes down to propaganda, that's some bullshit right there. That's just, like you said, forced diversity. It's like diversity just cause.
Like, yeah, because like originally when they were talking about making the new James Bond movie, the rumor was they're gonna have Idris Elba play it. That I guess somewhere around like, you know what? Why have a black man play James Bond? Let's have a black woman.
But see, I would still go with the Idris. What's his last name?
Idris Elba.
He's like the British guy, right? The British.
British black guy. The
black guy. Yeah. He's also in Thor, right? Like in the Thor films, like Thor Ragnarok and all that.
Yeah, he's like the guy that protects like I think the gate or something like that.
Right. Yeah. I like him. I mean, what were your thoughts when they were thinking about casting him as the next James Bond?
I mean, I didn't. To me, it was just kind of like whatever. Like, okay, if they cast him, that'd be cool. I mean, it'd be different. But they went a whole nother direction and just decided, okay, we're gonna make James Bond a woman.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's gonna work. So, are we supposed to just forget about like every James Bond movie that came before it?
I mean, don't we have enough spy films where with women empowerment? I mean, don't we have enough like spy films where a lot of the female characters are the main antagonists of the film? Do we really need to switch our recognizable James Bond character being a white British male character? Do we really need to switch that? Is that even necessary? Again, there's a word I'm using. Necessary. Is that even necessary?
Nah, it's not. But it's just to show, like, hey, you know, we're woke. That we got a female James Bond. You know, women could do anything that a man could do.
Well, we've had films like that already, where Matrix.
And also Alien. The main protagonist in that movie is a fucking female. And again, it goes back to what I was saying. Like, okay, that movie came out in the 70s.
Yeah.
But that movie, it was so good that it never crossed your mind. Like, hey, the hero of this movie is a woman. They're just like, okay, the xenomorph is killing all her shitmates, and she's like the only one left. So you're like rooting for her to make sure she's like the lone survivor. Now you want her to beat the xenomorph and just like make it out of this fucking shit. But you never think like, oh man, this is a woman. Because especially in the 70s, you know, that was rare to have like a woman being like the hero. But again, it's written so well that when you're watching the movie, you really don't think about it.
Right.
And it's like if that movie was written today, they'll throw it in your face like, okay, Ripley's just that bitch. Like she's gonna be the hero. She's gonna save all these men and all this bullshit. And it's just, to me, it's necessary.
So don't we already have it? And if they can do something like that, I'm sure they can create new original characters and original story based on the character with women on it. Why go to one of our beloved franchises such as 007, where we're so used to seeing this character or this gender? Why all of a sudden switch them into a different gender just to see what everyone thinks about that? Just you know.
Because you just trying to force diversity on the people. That's why I look at it. Like, there's no reason for it at all, other than like we just do it for the sake of doing it.
I know. I mean, I know there's no reason. My questions were hypothetical. I mean, I'm sorry, not hypothetical, rhetorical. My questions were rhetorical. I know there's no reason. I mean, I guess it was a rhetorical question for the woke, woke people out there, the SJWs, and all that. Like, we need more diversity, shit like that. Oh shit! Something came in my throat. Well, I don't know what to think about it, because I feel that this is not going to be the end of what do you call that?
I was talking about James Bond though. Daniel Craig, who's been playing the last 4 James Bond movies.
Yeah.
He's in this movie. So they might just, fuck with us and be like, oh, surprise, James Bond's still a man. He might just end up fucking the black chick. Or
she could be the next not 007, she could be like 008. You know what I mean?
Or I was gonna say like they could just or they'll do like G.I. Joe where they killed Duke in the first 5 minutes.
Right.
Just killed James Bond the first 5 minutes of the movie, and all of a sudden this black chick, like the new 007 or whatever.
But they'll call it 008 or whatever, because I think there's only one 007. They go by numbers. So there's only, James Bond is 007.
Yeah.
There cannot be another, whoever the character name is, Tiffany Reyes, 007. She's 008. But I think she might just carry the mantle, since Daniel Craig is aging and he's getting older. Maybe too old to be doing more James Bond films.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But normally when because they've been making James Bond films since the 60s, but normally when the actor hits a certain age, they just replace him with a different actor.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
Oh, okay, you're 40 now? Okay, we'll just get a different actor in there.
Yeah. Yeah, James Bond is immortal, bro.
Yeah.
He's immortal, and then he has a good plastic surgeon.
Well, no, it's like the Power Rangers though. It's like, once the Power Rangers hit like a certain age, you just recast them.
Well, they recast them with different characters though. Not
It's true. It's not the same. It's not the same character.
Yeah. Except for the film. Except for this one. This is more like a reboot. The latest Power Rangers that we've seen. That's a reboot. I'm talking about the TV shows. Like, they still exist. Like the Tommy, Trinity, Jason. Like, they still exist. It's just the younger cast comes in and takes over the mantle of a new generation of Power Rangers. But in the James Bond case, like, he's still James Bond. There's only one James Bond. It's not like...
It's like, damn, James Bond looks different.
Yeah, like I said, like he has a good plastic surgeon. Like the company provides, health benefits and plastic surgery and a good 401k. That's some good shit. So he's immortal.
Yeah, it's like like he just keeps dyeing his hair. Like, he's been around for like 50 years, 50, 60 years, and he doesn't even age.
No. Still James Bond. I was always confused about that though. It's like, how come it's always James Bond? How come they don't have like a another 007? How come they can't change the name? So I figured out
they're based on, like I said, these movies are based on books, but like I just don't know how many fucking books are there.
There's a lot of books, I'm sure.
They've already made 24 James Bond movies.
Yeah, with different actors.
Yeah,
or maybe with different actors in every one of them. So, I guess news says talk about diversity. Speaking of diversity, they stated that Scarlett Johannson pulled the plug.
Well, yeah, she backed out of that. That transgender rule.
Yeah, but she did make a statement stating, "Look, as an actor, I get to play whoever I want. If casted, if I want to play the character, I will. Because as an actor, that's my job to pretend and create a character, create a fantasy, and build myself to play this character role."
Well, I mean, here's the real quote. As an actor, I should be allowed to play any person or any tree or any animal because that is my job and the requirements of my job. I feel like it's a trend in my business and it needs to happen for various social reasons. Yet, there are times that it does get uncomfortable when it affects the art because I feel art should be free of restrictions. So that was her full quote on the matter.
That's like before she unplugged, right? Or she pulled out?
After she pulled out, yeah.
Did she pull out? Yeah. I get it, man. I mean, I applaud her for that. That takes a lot of guts for her to put that in, and without pointing any fingers. It's not her complaining, but it's like, you know what? Her respecting, I guess, the complaints from that small circle of people, respecting those complaints, but at the same time saying, just because I'm respecting your complaints and your awareness of the matter, it doesn't mean I'm going to keep doing this bullshit for you guys. All right, I'm just doing this one time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what she's saying. Like, she's saying, look, I'm gonna pull out for this role just for you guys, you motherfuckers out there who keeps complaining about this bullshit. But next time I take a role, I don't want any more complaints because I'm gonna go for it. Because she even stated, like, as an actor, I should be able to play what? Anything,
whether it's a human, tree, animal. Yeah.
Animal. and as an actor, as an artist, I should be free and no restrictions. So her stating that in the future, she's gonna be like, look, if I want to play this role, I'm gonna play it. This next role, not this role, but whatever role she's gonna be cast for on the next future films or project.
She did take criticism though from one trans actress.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, this trans actress, her name is Tracy Lizette. I don't know what she's acted in, but she's an actress and she's transgender. But her quote to Scarlett Johannson was, "Oh, word. So you can continue to play us, but we can't play y'all? Hollywood is so fucked. I wouldn't even be as upset if I was getting in the same room as Jennifer Lawrence and Scarlett for cis roles, but we know that's not the case. A mess." So basically, she's saying that there's a double standard, like, women can play transgenders, but she can't play, her being a transgender actress, she can't play like real as a real woman.
Okay, but see, look, if I was a director, bro, or the producer, what's the first thing a producer and the director talks about? Oh, look, we have this one character casting, right? So we kind of need a character that kind of looks like, who can act, who has the ability, the chops, and the ability to play, to switch off and play a character. And not only that, we need a certain look, right? So if you have that certain look and you've got the chops and the ability to read those lines and act like that character, then I'm going to be looking at you. You know what? That's Scarlett Johannson. Like, she has like a manly, deep voice at times, very raspy at times when she talks. Also, she's very toned and she's fit. And her face is kind of like, she has like this structure, like this chiseled structure, to where if we were to cut her hair off and shorten it, she can pass as like a kind of like a pretty boy if we were to do this makeup on her. So you know what? Bring her in. I want to put it in for screening and see if we can cast her for this next film. That's what I would be thinking. Now, if there's some tranny, if there's some dickless woman out there trying to come in for the casting and he's tall and he looks kind of like too hunky or his shoulders are too broad, I'm not going to cast his ass because he doesn't even look like the character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going by ability and looks. If you can fool the people and portray this character, and if you have the ability to read the lines and act like this character, then I'm hiring you. I don't care what you are. You could be, I don't want you to cut your dick off or anything. I don't want you to, get a boob job. I like you the way you are because you have that look that I want to play this character. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but nowadays though, if you're a director or producer, if you're gonna have a trans character in there, you better find a transgender person to play that character. No, if the character, if you're gonna make a movie based off like a book, and that character in the book was like Hispanic, then you can only have an Hispanic person play that character.
Well, see that
if the character's gay, you can only have a gay person play that character.
But see, that kind of goes back to what we were talking about. What if you're playing a tree?
Then you gotta get a real tree to play.
So what if you're handicapped, bro? What if you're playing a handicapped character based on a true story? You have to get a handicapped person to play, right?
Yeah, so like if you're gonna
make a person in a wheelchair. What if you're playing a person in a wheelchair?
No, but it'll be like when Jimmy Fox played Ray. That was made today. Therefore, Jimmy Fox don't play Ray Charles. You have to find a real blind person.
A blind person that can sing and act.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've done their casting, bro. It's like there's not too many blind people that can sing like Ray Charles and act at the same time.
Now, this transgender actress, I looked her up. She's on the show called Transparent,
Transparent.
where she plays a transgender person.
Okay.
And she's on another show called Pose, where she plays another transgender person. So she's getting roles, but she's just getting roles as transgender people.
Well, I mean, look at the
maybe,
how does she look?
Maybe they can give her the role for this movie.
Probably. I think she was just maybe because they didn't hire her for the role. She's probably jealous that maybe Scarlett, because you gotta.
I mean, she's I'm not gonna lie, she's pretty, but
okay.
She does have.
What's her name again? What's her name?
Tracy Lizette.
Let me see how she looks like. Tracy Lizette.
I want to send
Lizette, artist.
Yeah.
Lizette.
You found her?
No, I'm not sure.
I just sent you the picture.
Here, send me a picture. Yeah. I got you drunk first.
It'd be like Hangover 2.
Whoa, that's a transgender?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
You come and I come in you.
Wait, is she full, or is she fully transformed, or does she still got a little birdie down there?
I do not know. It doesn't say.
I mean, if she does, she can tuck that shit in pretty well wearing that dress. You're gonna need some thunder thighs to be able to tuck that shit in for the next 12 hours.
Maybe they just tape it down.
Oh shit, you're right. I mean, you can fool me in photos, but you can't fool me in person.
Actually,
she's pretty. I mean, she's pretty. She's a pretty.
She's also part of the hashtag Me Too.
She's part of the hashtag Me Too.
Yeah, she's claiming that one of the actors on that show that she's on, tried to stick his dick in her.
Where?
Maybe that asshole. I don't know.
That's some weird shit.
maybe he just wanted to know what it felt like.
That's some weird shit. I mean, dude, makeup can do wonders, bro. You got the whole boob job and everything.
Like I said, man, she's pretty.
So
just shoulders.
The shoulders, man. See, that's how you know. The shoulders, bro. Those shoulders are way too high. You can't fake the shoulders, no matter who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't fake the shoulders, man. You can fake everything else, but those shoulders, man, it's just almost physically impossible. Well, is there any way to drop those shoulders down and give it more of a feminine touch?
Yeah, I don't think so though, because
this is how it's structured, right?
Yeah, it's your body structure.
Yeah.
You can get the face done. You can get the
waist,
breast implants, but the shoulders, the hands, the feet, it's hard to do.
Yeah. You can't shrink your hands, man. Yeah, see those hands right there, man? Already. That looks like my hands. With lotion.
Your lotion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess we've kind of placed our thoughts in, when we think about the whole forced diversity in this episode. Are there anything else you want to talk about with, how they're treating this whole situation with, not only the Scarlett Johannson bash, but also Scarlett Johannson bashing, but also the forced diversity in our films.
Yeah, say that again.
No, are there anything else you wanted to talk about as far as or any thoughts you had as far as not only the Scarlett Johansson, Scarlett Johansson bashing, but also the forced diversity. Any thoughts about that? Like that you want to?
I think we pretty much covered it in this last hour and a half, but like, yeah, I just like, to me, what bothers me just like the hypocrisy of it, and the fact that it's now getting to a point where it's like they're throwing it in your face. Like, there's no reasoning behind it. It's just like, okay, we're gonna do this shit just for the sake of doing it, just to appease these people.
Right.
And now it's gotten to the point where it's like, where does it end? Where does it stop? So it's like, okay, if only, gay people could play gay characters, or only transgender people can play trans characters, then like pretty soon, like we talked about on the other podcast, is like, if you're a kid, like for example, my favorite band growing up as a kid was Korn. So if me and a bunch of my friends, we wanted to pretend we're Korn, it's like we can't play because like we're not white. They don't look like us.
Yeah.
That's the point that's basically where we're at right now.
Well, according to the SJW movement, no, you can't play Korn because you don't look like them. Even though if you sound just like Korn and maybe even play better than them, you still can't pretend. You and your band can't, pretend. You can't make a cover song about them. Or
me and you were kids today. Like, if we were playing Power Rangers, like I would have to be the Black Ranger, and you can't even play because the one Asian Ranger is a female. You're not a female, so you couldn't even play.
That's right. Right. So who am I supposed to be then?
Nobody.
Nobody. I could be a putty.
You can't play. You gotta sit on the sidelines and just be alone.
Sit on the sidelines because I'm Asian, and I'd have to wait for the next batch of Power Rangers who happens to have an Asian in there before I start playing.
That's to be an Asian male.
Has to be an Asian male. I know. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It sucks, man. This society we live in right now, where everything has to be correct.
Like I said with Stranger Things, like the fact there's only 2 black people in the whole entire show, it never occurred to me until people started complaining about it.
Even though when one of our favorite characters is the little girl, what's his name's little sister?
Lucas's
sister. She stands out. You know what? She doesn't even stand out as like the token black girl. She stands out because of her personality. That's how she stands out. And she happens to be a nerd. She keeps calling everyone a nerd, but she's a nerd herself. That's why I love her, because she makes fun of everybody, but she ends up being the people that she makes fun of. And she's too smart. That's how she stands out.
She always makes fun of nerds because she feels like her brother's a nerd and she hates her brother, so therefore she hates all nerds. And she doesn't want to be like her brother. So like she said, like, I just like the way she says things. I was like, so okay, you telling me that my brother Lucas helped y'all fight some aliens? I don't believe that shit. I do not believe that shit.
That's funny.
My brother is a nerd. That is impossible. I do not believe that shit.
He's not cool.
He's not cool.
I love her, man. She's dope.
Yeah, like when they see each other, it's like, Erica, shouldn't you be in bed? Shouldn't you be dead? I'm like, damn, that's your brother. Like, wishing death on your brother.
Hello. We came here for the ice cream samples.
You already tried all the flavors. And I said I want to try it again.
Yeah. You're not trying any more ice cream. And why not? Because you're taking advantage of our policy.
Yeah.
It says free sample.
Yeah.
No.
So.
Oh man, she's funny. Hey, she was. They weren't the only 2 black people there. She had her posse.
Yeah.
her posse right there behind her. for a little grill flick. Yeah. For a group of
Erica, we need you to save America. Don't you care about America? Well, duh. You can't spell America without Erica.
Oh man, I love that.
It's like, oh yeah. Actually, yeah, you're right. You can't spell America without Erica.
I like her negotiations with the ice cream girl. What's her name again? I'm not getting their names.
Robin.
Robin is her name
in the show, but you could just call her Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke's daughter.
I don't say that. Robin. I like how she negotiates with Robin. Like, look, I'll do this all for you, okay? In one condition. I want ice cream for the rest of my life for free. No, I want free ice cream for the rest of my life.
I like when she was talking to the Russian translator.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because he was like going over the plans, and she's like, "Okay, if we follow his plans, we're all gonna die." His plan is stupid. And he's like, "Who is this 4-year-old girl? I am 9, you son of a bitch." Like, damn.
I like that. Like, we all die.
Yeah, we're all gonna. Like,
I'm 9, and I've been in here longer than you have.
Yeah.
We actually snuck into the elevator.
Yeah.
You guys are still figuring it out. Remember? Like, we've already been there.
We've already been there. Like, if you follow his plan, we're all gonna die.
Yeah. She's dope, dude.
And then the way she corrects, like, I'm not 4, I'm 9, you son of a bitch.
Dude, this is a chick you do not want to get into the argument.
Man, wait till she gets to high school.
Oh my goodness. She's gonna be the high school president, senior president. Yeah. She could be a lawyer when she grows up.
Nah, I feel sorry for her boyfriend.
Her boyfriend?
Yeah.
I feel sorry for her boyfriend who's going to take her in the homecoming or prom.
Like, why are you late? I got stuck in traffic. I don't believe that shit.
You're such a nerd.
Just like my brother.
So is that?
Yeah, I guess it is. Unless you want anything you want to add to it.
No, like I said, unnecessary, bro. Going back to the whole forced diversity, it's unnecessary because they're picking up a lot of our already established characters that we've known for decades. And again, they're just switching off the gender, switching off the race, the color, everything. Only.
Yeah, but see, not only that, but it's like if you do it the other way around.
So it's nothing to do with diversity or equality. It's actually fucking up with the balance of this system here. What happened? What were you saying?
No, I was gonna say, like, yeah, it's not just that, but it's like, if in the comic books or in the original story, if the character is a certain color or race, then like only that color and race can play that character. But if it was the other way, but if it's a white character, then you can change the race all you want. But if the character is like, any other color, then you can't change the race. So it's kind of hypocritical.
Black Panther Wakanda? Would you change their race?
It'll actually make sense because there are white Africans.
Yeah, South Africans there are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually makes more sense than Ariel being black.
Wow, bro.
No, because I'm just saying, like, if you think about it, like, there's actually white Africans, so it'll make sense for a Black Panther to be white. If you just want to,
some people won't go with that, though, right?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you make Black Panther white, White Panther.
White
Oh
Panther.
shit! The internet will just go crazy, bro. The internet will
Well, no,
just
'cause it
shut
was
down.
like that video I sent you, right? Where about the guy talking about like them changing the colors. So he was saying that like the people that complain are so stupid
Yeah.
because I haven't seen Captain Marvel yet. I haven't seen it,
Uh-huh.
but one of the characters, Marvel, in the comic books, Marvel is a black man. He was saying in the movie they changed the character to an old white woman, and yet nobody complains because nobody reads the comic books, so they didn't even notice. But he did notice, and yet nobody gives a fuck. Nobody's complaining. Nobody's doing anything. Even though
Oh,
they changed a black character to an old white woman
wait, Marvel was it black? Was it black person?
in the comics, yeah. But in the
But
movie,
there was a Captain Marvel, and she does become Ms. Marvel, in which Rogue stole her powers. That's how Rogue got her powers from Captain Marvel.
yeah, I'm talking about the movie though.
Wait. Oh, there was an old white lady called Marvel.
Like I said, I haven't seen the movie. I'm just going off what the
Oh
guy
shit,
said.
there was. Oh yeah, they did switch that.
Yeah,
I just switched that right now.
but you said that nobody, but it's saying like nobody's complaining about it because these people don't read comic books, so Disney was able to slip that in without anybody noticing. But
Oh
he
yeah,
noticed it because he's a fan of the comic books. And yeah, so you're saying like that's what his problem was about, like this fake outrage because here's them changing a black character and making them white, and yet you don't hear not a peep from anybody.
maybe because it's not a well-known character.
It shouldn't matter though. Like if you're gonna complain, you still need to complain. Like, this is a historical black character. If they took if they took one of the characters off of like a side character off of Mulan and made him white, everybody will bitch about that shit.
Yeah. So what you're saying is, if you're gonna complain about something, stick with it. Don't pick, right? Don't cherry pick and be like, I want to complain about this, but I don't want to complain about the other stuff. You know what I mean? Because the other stuff, what do you call this? Favors me, right? So it's okay. It's like saying, it's okay to make a black Captain America, but it's not okay to make a white Black Panther.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So what does that make you? Hypocrite.
Exactly. That's my problem with it.
Yeah. No, I feel you, man. I mean, and we do have a black Captain America, Falcon.
Yeah, and they're so all about the black Captain America. He's so important to the MCU that he's not even getting his own movie. Instead, he's getting a TV show on Disney Plus, which you have to pay for. It's a Disney streaming service.
Yeah. I think it's a Falcon and Bucky show or something.
Yeah.
Or Winter Soldier show or something.
And I would not pay for the Disney service because, like, I really don't give a fuck about like none of the Disney Channel shows that's gonna be on
there. Yeah.
Yeah, like Kim Possible or whatever the fuck it's called.
No, I know what you mean, man. Are there any female characters that they've switched into male characters?
Not that I know of.
I know that they they did whitewash Doctor Strange. There's a lot of white people in there. Like more white people than Asians in there. There's only one Asian guy, Doctor Strange. Wong.
But again, nobody complains about that because they don't read comic books.
Yeah. No, I get you, man. I mean, if you're gonna complain about one thing, then you should complain about every other movie then, in which they've done the same thing as well. Don't cherry pick, because then that just makes you look like an idiot. Like I said, there's no balance, man. There's no equality in this forced diversity. You would think that diversity means equality, but when it's forced, like how you mentioned it, it just shows that there's more favor to just that one group, and everyone else suffers because we have to bend our knees to that one group and feed their complaints.
Yeah, basically that's what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, that's what were you saying?
No, what would you say?
No. I didn't say anything. What were you saying? You're going to add something to it.
Oh no, I was gonna say like I think in the ultimate version of Ant-Man, he's gay. So I'm surprised they didn't use that version since they want to have gay superheroes so bad.
No, that's true. Yeah, I didn't even know that.
They could just use the ultimate version.
Oh, okay. I thought the ultimate version of Ant-Man, he hits like he's a wife beater. He actually hits women.
Maybe, who knows? I'm just saying, like there's plenty of gay superheroes they can make movies about instead of trying to change Flash into being gay.
No, that's what I'm saying. They could make, or if not make, but then there's a lot of gay superheroes out there. They can focus on that if they really want diversity. They really want more gay superheroes in the big screen. They can throw those characters in instead of like having to change our traditional characters. Like I said, it's unnecessary. These things are, you don't really need all that. Especially the whole Spider-Man being bisexual. Like all of a sudden, like we're already established with a character after 5 films, and all of a sudden you want to just make him suck dick and eat pussy at the same time? Come on, what the fuck? Makes no sense now. It doesn't progress the story. Spider-Man being bisexual does not make the story more interesting. What's interesting about Spider-Man is his powers. You know?
It was saying like if they want to do that with Wonder Woman, I'm cool with it because she's bisexual in the comics. But Spider-Man has like no gay in him.
Yeah.
Like is it gonna be like a love triangle between like MJ and Flash Thompson?
It's like pointless. Like it has, again, there's nothing interesting about it. He's already interesting as a boy who's gotten these godlike powers, which is like their spider powers. That's already interesting, and the villains that he has to fight. That's interesting. That's what the story should be based off. Like all of a sudden, it's like, yeah, it'd be more interesting if he was like bisexual. Like it has nothing to do with the story. Like
shit.
What is?
Never mind. There's Wonder Woman. They confirmed Wonder Woman will be bisexual in the movie. So there you go.
The universe has spoken. Oh shit. Well, those are my thoughts, man. Anything you want to add to it? Because I know you got a lot of thoughts on this. I've noticed.
Yeah, I mean, it just burns at me, but I think we'll end it there instead of me just like repeat myself and ranting.
Yeah.
So, So you can follow us on Spotify.
I've never heard you so down, bro, on the podcast. Usually you're joking around and we're like so serious right now.
Well, I will say this: I am happy because like Gal Gadot, she is like hot, so I am happy that she will be bisexual.
I don't mind her kissing a woman. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I might even like do like Monsters Ball and just like keep rewinding that one scene and just beat off to it.
What the fuck? The Halle Berry scene?
Dude, that was my shit. Like in like the 8th grade. There was no.
That scene. Like, how many times did you rewind that?
Yeah, we didn't have internet porn back then, so that's the closest thing I can get. Just keep rewinding that one scene.
I want to feel good. I want to feel good.
That was the weirdest. Watch that. now, and I'm an adult. That's like the weirdest shit I've ever seen. Like,
so what do you want? I want to feel good.
yeah.
I want to.
Like, yeah, but what's so weird about it was like her son just died, so she was depressed about that, and it's like her son, like, to help her grieve from her son dying, she just like fucks this random guy. Like, I want to feel good. I want to feel good.
Oh my god!
Dude, Billy Bob Thornton's like, do you have any more kids that I can kill off so I can keep fucking? Like, if this was gonna take, so having your son die, like, you have any more kids?
It's funny too. At the end of the film, she realizes P. Diddy, the guy who played her husband. Yeah. She realizes that he's the top. He's the guy who what do you call it? Who killed him? Well, not killed him, but there was a death sentencing for P. Diddy's
character. He was on death row.
So he pulled a switch on him to get electrocuted. So it was him. Yeah. So she found out about that, but she still stayed with him. That was a weird part.
Well, she fell in love with the guy.
Yeah. But she wasn't into P. Diddy anyway. She's like, he's a broke ass fucking, loser of a father anyway. So I didn't really care much about it.
Why? Because him and his son, who was played by Heath Ledger, was fucking prostitutes together.
The same prostitute, by the way.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Heath Ledger's like, Daddy, I want hit too.
So how's your son? He's dead. Okay. Same as always? Yeah. Yeah, he's a good actor, dude. Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, he is.
I think they were really fucking in that scene, huh?
It sounded like it. That was like the most like realistic sex scene I've ever seen.
There's softcore porn for you, bro.
Yeah, like I said, man, as a 13-year-old kid with no internet porn, so kids today are lucky, man. They have like all types of shit access to. Like for me, as a kid, I had to go through like the Victoria's Secret catalogs and the Janet Jackson CD cover. Like you had to just make do what you got.
Yeah, bro. There's a lot of new things I'm learning about you today.
Yeah, man.
Oh shit! All right, cool. So, did you want to send us off?
Oh yeah, so like I was saying, man, we are on Spotify. You can listen to us on Spotify. We'll listen to us on Spreaker, Google Podcasts, iTunes, Stitcher, Blueberry. We're on all types of platforms and shit. And Romeo's still working on the YouTube.
I'm still working on it.
Yeah, still working on it.
I'm still working on it.
So hopefully sometime between now and 2020, we'll be on YouTube.
Yeah.
But, in the meantime, if you have any complaints, you can follow me on Twitter at expectedant. That's at INSPECTAH_ant ANT. Also, too, Instagram's also the same at expectedant, same thing as the Twitter. So you can follow me, or you can.
There's gonna be a lot of complaints, that's for sure.
Yeah. Maybe and maybe somebody will hate me as much as Holly Berry hated Billy Bob, that they'll just like want me to make them feel good and never know.
I want to make you feel good.
Make me feel good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, man. So
name of diversity, make me feel good.
Name of diversity. Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I want that too. Like, in the name of diversity, like women should just suck your dick in the name of diversity. Like, I kids can't just suck white people dick. I gotta suck black dick, Asian dick, Latin dick, Arab dig. No, all in the name of diversity. My mouth, my mouth does not discriminate.
There you go.
Oh yeah, what's your social media?
What happened?
Yeah, your social media. I can give it out.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can find me in my social media, which is
All right, so your social media.
okay. Yeah, my social media. You can find me at Aubrey Freely _81, and that would be my Instagram. Also, Inspector Ant has already mentioned all our platforms that you can find us, especially the Spotify, Twitter, and Spreaker, everything that he's mentioned in the beginning. And yeah, I mean, that's all. That's pretty much. It's really hard to get words out of this. It was difficult for me to get words out in this episode because I know we're gonna be hurting a lot of feelings.
Get over it.
Yeah.
No, just go on Pornhub and make yourself feel good.
There you go. Well, we're signing off.
Peace, bitches.
Have a good night, and your feelings don't matter. I'm just kidding. Peace.
Be serious.
You better work.
Sashay.
I have one thing to say. You better work.